Okay. My name's Jenny Reid. I went to the Older People's Partnership Board meeting on the 17th of December, and I represented the voluntary sector and also Work for Alive, and I was standing in for Tim Lloyd-Yates on the day. Overall it was a really positive meeting, I think. The bits that stood out for me in regards to, first of all, the Bristol Dementia Inclusion Programme, I think that it was really, really well received, and that at the heart of the project there were some really, really positive things. So what really stood out was the whole idea is about making sure that people who are living with dementia can actually live fulfilled lives rather than just exist, and that they can have still have access to things like learning and have a creative life and be included in the community. So that was really, really great, and of course that's what Alive is all about as well. I think that overall there was a feeling that people would want to know more about the practicalities of the project, because everyone was very excited about it, but they wanted to know how it would work in reality. With the second thing on the agenda, there was the Bristol Retirement Living programme. So it sounded really interesting, and I think again something that was really positive about that was that at the heart of that was about quality of care for people with dementia, and also of course the project is a long way off, so people were kind of interested in it, but it's a long way off actually happening, so people are interested in seeing how it will work out. One really exciting project was, it was great hearing about the nutrition project with Liz, and she was doing really, really well, and it was amazing to hear how successful the project was, and really interesting to hear what, still actually though, what a massive problem it is, for malnutrition with older people, and it's shocking actually how many people are affected by it. But I think that also what was interesting to hear was the challenges that she's faced. So she's had huge success, but also because of the high turnover of staff, it often means that you can train people up and then they'll move on to another job. So that was interesting to hear about that and how she was going to tackle that, and how she was going to make it sustainable for the future. With the Bristol Ageing Better project, so that's obviously really exciting, and it's kind of measured excitement because everyone, you get so excited about hearing about it, and we've done so well so far, but of course there's a long way to go. It was great hearing about how Aldermen are going to be involved, and also I think what I took from it is it's going to be really exciting working more closely with other charities based in Bristol. So there'll be Alive and RSPV and also Linkage and all these wonderful charities that may be able to work more closely together in the future, which would be brilliant. And then to probably of course the least popular point, the budget cuts and everything like that, but I think that everyone understood that of course the cuts have to be made, and that's it's necessary and it's happening to everyone, it's not just Bristol. I think the general feeling was that the cuts seem to be affecting older people the most, so the cuts seem to be made most on the older people services, and also that they're being made really, really quickly, so that there aren't things in place to get ready for it or support people when these services are cut. So that was a big concern of everyone that was there. But that was taken on board really, really well by the chairman, so that was a positive thing in the end. So I think overall it was a really interesting meeting, and although of course the budget proposals do mean that that was something that everyone was kind of slightly concerned about, I think one of the things that was actually positive in that part of it as well, there's something really interesting that Bristol City Council plans to do, and it's to incentivise care providers to actually so they're measured on the turnover of their staff, which is actually really interesting because working for Alive we face a lot all the time. It's a high turnover of staff, and also the fact that staff have very low wages and all these kinds of things. And actually Bristol City Council are looking to incentivise care providers, so it will be I think that's a really interesting thing to see, what will come out of that, because if you've got staff that maybe are happier in their jobs, and there's more kind of emphasis put on their quality of life as well, and that's going to of course affect the older people that they're caring for. So that's actually, it was only a small point in the whole meeting, but actually I found it really, really interesting. So that was it. It was a really, really great meeting. It was really exciting. There were lots of positives that came out of it. So also the notes will be on the website. There'll also be the agenda on there, and I'll have made some notes myself as well. There'll be the minutes there on the website for anyone to look at.